From 17 once again. This is the end of my Ninja Gaiden 3 Ultimate Ninja difficulty video walkthrough. We're about to fight the last boss, or the sequence of bosses that, make up the last boss encounter. But before we do that, we have some killing to do, and it's the same kind of killing we've been doing for the entire game. So anybody else who's been watching this and wondering just how anybody can really play this and enjoy it, you don't have to watch it for too much longer. And if you're just here for the voice, maybe you weren't watching in the first place. If you're here playing through to get the achievements, good luck, and you've done a fine job so far, because the game is not easy by any measures, but it's tougher on the patience than it is on the skill. And if you're one of those crazy people who actually enjoyed this game, then God help you, because no one else will. Like, try playing, something really good, and wow, you're in for a time. You're in for a shock of what good feels like. But silliness aside, I've had a lot of fun with this guide. It's took far too long to make, but at the same time, I think it's benefited perhaps in observations than it would have if I'd have made it at the time it was recorded. And you're probably going to see a change in the commentary if you've watched this recently from start to finish, because at the beginning I was very negative, and I was in a bit of a dark place with Ninja Gaiden 3, and I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it because I hated the game, and that hatred is still there. I'm just getting better at not, sharing it and not, putting it in under a light and then letting everybody else have a piece of that, which sometimes can be very fun to do and cathartic, and we can all get together under the understanding that Ninja Gaiden 3 really should have been significantly better than what it was. But a lot of people can misconstrue negative criticisms for complaining, which I've never understood that at all, because I often believe that negative criticism is more fun and more interesting than positive, because a lot of positives are self-evident pieces of information, which, what's the point in pointing out that, those crystals look really shiny? Because those crystals do look shiny, but you have eyes, and thus have come to the conclusion that they're pretty shiny crystals. So it just seems more of an effort of redundancy than anything else. But, talking about something stupid like how there is a single move to kill every enemy of the game, which takes you out of the game because you spend so long out of control of the character, is definitely something that should be discussed. Because if you go from this game thinking that's what Ninja Gaiden is, when you play the old ones, you're going to be like, wow, this is a big difference. I'm getting my ass slapped, and for once, it's not in what looks like a QuickTime event. So, I do enjoy delving into that. I enjoy it much more than I do the positives of things, because, once again, I think the positives are so evident that it's difficult to focus on them. And that might just be my mentality, because I like to analyse things in all areas of how they affect the game. I just always find the things that impede on the player, or the things that lessen the experience, to be the more interesting. And maybe it's because I'm a glass half empty kind of guy, which I would love to be a glass half full, but I'm not. So, you can't be who you aren't. But the good thing about this guide is it's gone from the early phases of me saying I hate the game, but I'm not going to talk about how much I hate it, and then I'd go on to talk how much I hate it, to, being a little bit more optimistic and talking about other things, to, an out-of-nowhere religious debate, which, had a little bit of satire in there, a little bit of lightheartedness, and then on to a bit of a video game talk in this last level, which hopefully people have enjoyed. So I think it's definitely benefited from a wealth of topics, and I don't think I've done a commentary quite like this one. And a lot of people who just stumble on my videos, they'll generally leave something insulting if they didn't like it, and it's generally along the lines of, who cares about you, talk about the game, stop being a fucking idiot, and things like that. Which firstly is incredibly rude, because they're a stranger here and I'm producing content for the people who aren't strangers. My videos are here to help people struggling, but they're also here to entertain the subscribers that I've acquired. So I have a community of people who watch my stuff, and for the most, I'm speaking to them, because they're coming here to listen to me. And that's why it's called YouTube, it's my channel, it's my content, and I'll never really understand that criticism, because I always believe that, when you come to a video and you watch somebody play, once you've watched the video, or once you have an idea of what they're doing, the only thing that really is left of that video that's going to hold your attention is their level of thinking towards it. And I personally, before I started making videos, I would watch a video just to listen to see what somebody had to say about a specific part of a game that I was interested in, because I wanted to know if they agreed with me, what they thought was shitty, what they thought was good. I wanted to hear other people's thoughts. So to me, putting my thoughts over my guys is just the natural progression of what I was interested in. But you have to realise that not everybody's interested in the same thing, and some people just want a video with no talking on it, that's just pure game, and is no personality at all, which to me is kind of soulless. And YouTube already has so much of that if you want that, it's there. I don't really understand the personality of somebody who insults what they're not looking for. Like, I don't go into a video that doesn't have commentary and like, oh, this piece of shit, you should have talked on it. Because what's the fucking point? There's a million people talking on videos. If this one didn't have commentary, I go elsewhere to the one that does. Because I want to listen to the guy. Because I know what he's doing, because I've played the game. I appreciate his skill, or his lack of skill if he's somebody who's not very good. But for the most, I'm there for the thoughts, I'm there for the processes that they share. And I pride myself on having a unique one, which nobody can insult or disagree with, because this is my thoughts. You might agree with them, which is awesome, and you have that kind of consensus, but no one on this planet is going to have the exact same thoughts of myself in the sequence that I have them, or express those said thoughts in the same way I do. And that's what makes this all so interesting, fascinating, and fun to do. Because if not, if everything was the same level, like those people who drop on a video like this, and like, why are you talking about the last boss? I don't know, maybe because I'm hiding in a corner waiting for her to slam her arm down and then smacking her with a giant scythe. This is saying everything it needs to say. This boss is not fun at all. This is a horrible boss where all that happens is you get bukkakied by these stupid purple laser bullshit, and if she touches you with the slams, she instantly kills you. Instantly kills you. And that's not even mentioning that this boss has the habit of doing this sequence of slashes that she does for about a week. And if she starts doing it and you mess up once, you're dead. So what you just saw then was the attempt when none of that happened and I managed to kill her. But that is Ultimate Ninja in a nutshell. It is a tough game that I'm glad to be at the end of, and if you're going through it, then God bless with getting through that. Not that I think God will help you, because I think he's made it abundantly clear that he does what he wants, but you will need some patience to beat this game on Ultimate Ninja, and hopefully if you've got to this point, you have that patience. Because it's a tough game, and I hope you've enjoyed the experience of the guide, the different tangents that we've been on, and the different observations that have been shared, because that is in the heart of exactly what I do on YouTube. And if you like it, you can subscribe. It's completely free. If you didn't like it, you can just go and watch something that you do like. It's that simple. I don't understand the proclivity towards being so angry and mean and hateful on the internet, because at the end of the day, who is it really affecting? Because the majority of the people that send offensive things, do you really think you're offending the person you're saying it to? It's just characters on the internet. It's one of those strange parts about being a content provider. You put stuff up and you get both good and bad feedback, and just because somebody doesn't like it doesn't mean someone else doesn't like it. It's one of those things where, if you like it and it's your channel, do what you like. And anybody who's ever wondered, who's ever sent me a question saying, I want to start a YouTube channel and I want some advice, the single piece of advice I always give anybody is do it for the right reasons. Make video content because you want to make it. Make content that you would like to watch, and if somebody doesn't like it, fuck them.